Welcome back everybody to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. I'm your host Broncos Guru in collaboration with our boy Wavy Boats, and it's another Wavy Guru Productions back down here at the inlet. And if you can't tell, Haulover's kind of taking a break today. It's not really that rough. It's going to be interesting to see how our captains handle it. But let's go ahead and get this competition started with our first contestant to do battle with Haulover. And here we're going to see this Dakotas basically ripping their way through Haulover. They go full airborne right there, but it's not going to stop this crew. Basically, they're absolutely going to destroy the inlet on their way out. This is going to be a tough day for Haulover. It really isn't firing that hard, and these boats, if they continue to rip like this, are probably going to have their way with Haulover. But let's see how our second round contestant fares as they start bringing their Monarch through Haulover Inlet. Here we'll see this crew coming out, and this boat really isn't designed to battle Haulover, but it doesn't matter. This crew's decided they're going to step up and take on the champ anyway, but they've picked the correct day to do it. Once again, Haulover's not firing that hard, so if anybody's got a chance to make it through, today's the day. Our crew's chosen to take a little bit of the slow roll approach, which is probably the right approach for a vessel of this size. Here you can see they're making their way out of Haulover. Our captain's battling these waves. They are taking a few little pops here and there, but nothing too crazy at the moment. And oh no! We've got mechanical failure. Haulover's decided it's not going to go down without a fight, and it's knocked this crew's trolling motor loose. Now this is going to make for an interesting reapproach because the trolling motor is going to have a little flex in it, so now they need to bring this back in at a good enough speed where they can still keep the bow of the boat up, but hopefully not take any damage to the vessel as the pole flexes and the prop spins on the trolling motor. Here we can see the crew's bringing it in. They're doing it kind of at a safe pace, but man, these are some close calls, but it doesn't really matter. Haulover's inflicted the wound, and they've had to turn around and bring it in, and Haulover's easily going to take the win here in the second round. Let's see if our third round contestant can have any better luck, and our third round contestant is going to show you what it's like when you come rolling through Haulover but you double down. Here we're going to see this Velocity making their way into Haulover Inlet. This crew is cruising along at a pretty good pace, and obviously as we can tell they're not really having any issues and should be able to easily make their way into Haulover. But here we're going to see what happens when this crew decides, you know what, we're going to double it down anyway. They're going to make the old Haulover U-turn, but this is quite the opposite of our normal Haulover U-turn. Usually we see people turn around and come back into the inlet. These guys decided they're going to double down and blast their way right back out. And just like their journey into the inlet, they're really not going to have any issues trying to make their way out. This is kind of like adding insult to injury a little bit here, like a double slap to the face for Haulover. But unfortunately, there's not really a lot Haulover can do in this situation besides take it on the chin and go ahead and let the boats take a win here in the third round. Our captain in the fourth round is going to have quite the different experience at Haulover as they find out what happens when you come through Haulover but you have to jump into quick action. Here, Haulover's taken a victim, and my man was down fishing on the rocks. Somehow, Haulover got a hold of him and drug him out into the inlet. Fortunately for him, this crew right here showed up and they were able to jump into quick action and actually rescue this guy. The wild part of the situation is I actually met the captain of this vessel a few days after this incident happened. I did ask him some questions about it. He said he couldn't get a whole lot of information out of the gentleman. All they knew is when they pulled him on the boat, his feet were bleeding, he didn't really speak any English, and they couldn't find out much of what was going on. And basically they dropped him off at the dock and he kind of went on his own way, so they don't even know what the end result of the situation was. And it's just a brief reminder that things can go wrong easily at Haulover, and it's not always involving boats. This man right here was on the rocks, wasn't even on a vessel, and still almost cost him his life. Unfortunately here, I'm going to give the round to Haulover for the kind of damage it caused to that guy, but that captain there, he sure gets the win for the rescue as well. But Haulover will take this round. And that will take us into our fifth and final round, tied at 2 apiece. Who will take the win this week? Will it be the boats or Haulover Inlet? And here we're going to see this Nortec with quads, and yeah, Haulover's probably in trouble. Is this just not firing enough today, I think, to be able to throw anything at this Nortec? But let's see how the Nortec handles it. Here we can see they're absolutely blasting their way into the inlet. I don't think anything's stopping this boat, not on a day like today, and they're easily going to take a win for the boats here in the fifth and final round, and that's going to give the boats the win in this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please check out our other channels. We have Wavy Boats, who gets us all these great images down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, we do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens around boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.